So, as I said before, I really don't understand why it happened. But it did. I don't understand why. Seriously? Sorry. I don't understand why my ex said the things she did. I'm gonna set up my clock so I can see how much time I have. But she did. What I know happened is from what I did. And with CPS, they take allegations and they act on them, and a lot of times the allegations aren't even right, but if they got several people pushing on it, you know, it's like baseball, strike three and you're out type of thing, you know. I had my ex, I had my mother-in-law, and I had my sister-in-law all out saying stuff that didn't even matter, you know. And I can point fingers all day. That's not the point. The point is I gotta face what's going on, you know. I have a 7-year-old boy that I don't even see no more. 17 years old, and my whole life changed, you know. Or I think I was 17, maybe I was 16. I was a teenager, you know, a late teenager, and that's the first mistake there. Not even being married and screwing around and stuff, you know. You gotta have this before you have anything else. Because if you don't go out and do it properly, then things will be screwy. That's what I've learned. I don't want to get all graphic and let you into things and personal secrets or whatever, but I'm just, I don't know. Everyone doesn't feel the same way. There's people out there that screw around and they don't care about the mistakes they made. And I made mistakes. I made some really big mistakes, and I paid for them. I mean, I never really committed any crimes or anything, but I did things that were morally wrong, you know. So there was probably times where I came borderline close of laws or whatever, like pirating, in the sense that's like stealing or something right there, and it's definitely morally wrong. And even to the point, I've wanted to be a cop for the longest time, you know, and still now, because of the things that my ex had said and the things that my in-laws have said, you know, it hurts me in basically every aspect of my life, you know. Because of this situation, I probably can't go down that career path, you know. I'd gotten a phone call today from a local mill that my dad worked at when I was a kid. And they called up and said, "Hey, we found your application. Wanted to see if you wanted to come in for an interview next week." And yeah, definitely. And this is a good paying job. I mean, a lot better than Pizza Hut, you know. Don't get me wrong, I really like working for Pizza Hut, but it just doesn't cut it. And along with Pizza Hut, I'm also unemployed, getting those checks in. And the weeks that I work 40 hours and I don't get a check that week, and the weeks I work 10 hours, I get a big unemployment check, you know, so it all works out. You can begin to imagine what this does to somebody, you know. I started off when I was a teenager, a late teenager, and oh my gosh, I have a kid on the way, you know. And I think finally my life's gonna begin. I had a rough childhood with my parents, and that's something entirely different. Um, Everyone has bad childhoods, you know. But it's just trying to find an escape, you know. It wasn't who I am today. I did a lot of changing from then to now, you know. Did a lot of changing. And I thought it would benefit me when I accepted Christ in my life, you know. I wanted to care for my son, you know. I wanted to see him on a daily basis, not just on Saturday, you know. I didn't want to deal with courts, you know. I didn't want to deal with going to court. Sure, me and his mom weren't together no more. And when I talk about my son, I'm not talking about my youngest that I have custody of. I'm talking about my 7-year-old son that I have. Kyle is his name. I miss him so much. I miss him so much. I don't know why my ex says these things. I just only hope one day he will find me, you know. I'm tired of court. I'm tired of people saying bad stuff about me, about who I was, not who I am. And I just feel it's because I trust in God, you know. And it may sound stupid, but there's a lot of prejudice out there, and I thought making the decision of accepting Christ would change everything, and it did. It did change everything, and I don't know what the future holds. I'm not supposed to know. I've only hoped that things would be good, you know. That's all I wanted. And my daughter was born, and 3 days after she was born, they took her from me. Just like my son.